Hi guys, welcome back to Intellectual Literature. This is Kauri. We already covered UGC NET Research Methodology PYQs part 1, 2 and 3. That is 1 to 50 questions we covered, and also we discussed why other options are wrong with detailed explanation. If you have not watched that video yet, please go and watch that first and come back to this video. In this video, we cover remaining PYQs 51 to 63, 62. Okay, let's move on to the first question, 51st question. Which two of the following aspects are to be scrupulously followed to avoid the trap of plagiarism? Option A, subjectivity. Option B, acknowledgement. Option C, citation. Option D, interpretation. Your time starts now. I will give 10 seconds time. Your correct answer is option D, B and C. I will give the explanation. Acknowledgement, properly acknowledging sources helps avoid plagiarism. It involves giving credit to the original authors or creators when using their ideas, codes or data. Without acknowledgement, you risk presenting someone else's work as your own. Citation means citing sources accurately is essential to avoid plagiarism. It provides the necessary details about where the information came from, allowing readers to trace the original sources. Proper citations are a standard requirement in academic writing to credit sources. Provide proper citations and references for all borrowed material. These are the core safeguards against plagiarism. Why the other options are wrong? Subjectivity. Subjectivity relates to personal viewpoint, not plagiarism prevention. And interpretation. Interpretation is an analytical skill, not a method to avoid plagiarism. So, option B and C are only the correct answers. Let's move on to the next question. Which two of the following strictly follow the parameters of documentation prescribed by the 8th edition of the MLA handbook? These types of questions is UGC NET asking frequently, and look at this question carefully. This is the easy type of question. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C, A and D only. This citation also follows MLA 8th edition guidelines with translated by for the translator and appropriate publication details. Let's move on to the next question. A research hypothesis is. Your options are a proposition which is always true, a provisional explanation of anything, a theory which will be disproved by evidence, a statement which is assumed to be true for the sake of argument. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C, B and D only. A provisional explanation of anything and a statement which is assumed to be true for the sake of argument. A hypothesis is a tentative assumption made for testing, not a proven truth. Why these options are correct? Provisional fits perfectly, that is tentative. A hypothesis offers a possible explanation, not a final conclusion. And this matches the working definition of a hypothesis. It is assumed true until tested. Now see what is research hypothesis. A research hypothesis is a tentative or provisional statement put forward for testing during research. And also see why other options are wrong. The statement A and C are not correct because a research hypothesis is not necessarily a proposition that is always true or a theory meant to be disproved. Rather, it is a testable statement that guides research. Option A proposition which is always true, that is totally wrong. A research hypothesis is not always true. It must be tested and verified. Option C, a theory which will be disproved by evidence. A hypothesis may be proved or disproved. Saying it will be disproved is wrong. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The deductive method differs from the inductive method in drawing its conclusions from. Your options are verification, particular instances, applications, general truths. Your time starts now. The correct answer is general truths, option D. The deductive method starts with general principles or general truths or premises and derives specific conclusion from them. It applies already accepted theories or laws to particular cases. Hence, conclusions are drawn from general truths, while the inductive method works the opposite way, drawing general conclusions based on specific instance or observations. Why other options are wrong? We see the explanation. Verification. Verification is a stage in research, not the source of deduction. Option B, particular instances. This describes the inductive method, not deductive. Applications. Application is the process, not the legal basis. And also we study deduction and induction. Deduction means general to particular. Induction means particular to general. Now move on to the next question. This is a assertion reason question. Your assertion is only actual research develops research skills. Reason is information is discrete, whereas knowledge consists of a network of connections. Your time starts now. Your answer is option B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of A. Research skills or analysis, critical thinking, methodology, documentation. These are developed by doing research, not merely by reading about it. Information means isolated facts. Knowledge means interconnected understanding. This is well accepted research principle. In this question, reason appears to be truth statement about the nature of information and knowledge, while assertion is debatable, can be considered true in the context of this question. However, reason does not provide a direct explanation for assertion. The nature of information and knowledge does not necessarily explain why only actual research would develop research skills. It is a general epistemological statement about information versus knowledge, not a direct casual explanation of research skill development. Let's move on to the next question. In the UNESCO definition, a pamphlet is an unbound publication that is not a periodical and contains. Your options are no fewer than 5 and no more than 48 pages. No fewer than 10 and no more than 68 pages. No fewer than 15 and no more than 64 pages. No fewer than 20 and no more than 80 pages. Your time starts now. The answer is option A, no fewer than 5 and no more than 48 pages. According to the UNESCO definition, a pamphlet is an unbound, non-periodical publication that contains no fewer than 5 and no more than 48 pages, excluding the cover pages. This definition is used to distinguish pamphlets from other types of publications such as books or magazines. Let's move on to the next question, 57th question. Which of the following combinations best describes the typical methodology of literary research? Your options are direct, empirical and quantitative, phenomenological, speculative and abstract, textual, critical and historical, synoptic, conceptual and speculative. The answer is option C. The typical methodology of literary research involves textual analysis, that is close reading of text, critical interpretation, that is theoretical and analytical approaches, historical contextualization, that is author, period, social and cultural background. These three together accurately describe literary research practice. Now, literary research is text plus criticism plus context. Why the other options are wrong? Direct, empirical and quantitative means fits scientific or social science research, not literary studies. Phenomenological, speculative and abstract means too philosophical, not the standard description of literary methodology. Synoptic, conceptual and speculative. It describes general thinking approaches, not the core literary research. Let's move on to the next question. 58th question. Which one of the following is the right definition of peer review? Options are a post-publication process in which the work is submitted to a panel of reviewers for ascertaining quality. Option B is a pre-publication process in which work submitted for publication is evaluated for quality by experts in the field. Option C is a peer publication process in which work submitted for publication is accompanied by recommendation of other experts in the field. Option D is a post-publication process in which the work is submitted for a professional review. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, a pre-publication process in which work submitted for publication is evaluated for quality by experts in the field. Peer review is a pre-publication process in which a work submitted for publication, that is article, paper or book chapter, is evaluated by experts, that is your peers, in the same field to assess quality, originality, validity and relevance. This is the standard academic definition. Why other options are wrong? Post-publication review is not peer review. Peer review is evaluation, not just recommendation letters. Professional reviews after publication are book reviews, not peer review. In nutshell, peer review is pre-publication quality check by subject experts. Let's move on to the next question. Which type of textual copy is concerned with an assessment of the physical details of the book and their exact relationship to the condition in which the book was planned to appear at the time of its initial publication? Your options are, that is real copy and ideal copy and initial copy and base copy. Your time starts now. The correct answer is ideal copy, option B. In textual criticism, an ideal copy refers to the theoretical description of a book as it was intended to appear at the time of its first publication. It is used to access physical details, that is format, pagination, typography, errors, variations, and compare existing copies with the intended original condition. Why other options are wrong? Real copy refers to an actual surveying physical copy, not the intended condition. Initial copy, not a standard technical term in textual criticism. Base copy, the copy chosen by an editor as the starting point for editing, not the intended original form. In nutshell, ideal copy, how the book was planned to appear, originality. Let's move on to the next question. While looking for publication details of your book, a researcher may consult the book's copyright page, which may appear. Your options are just after the cover, usually the reverse of the title page, just before the title page, invariably the reverse of the title page. Your time starts now. The answer is usually the reverse of the title page. Option B. In most books, the copyright page, also called the verso of the title page, contains publisher's name and address, year of the publication, ISBN number, edition details, copyright statements. It is usually printed on the back of the title page. It is considered part of the front matter of your book. Why the other options are wrong? Just after the cover, that is the off title or front matter, not the copyright page. Just before the title page, that is rare, the copyright page is almost never placed before the title page. Invariably, the reverse of the title page, invariably is too rigid. Some of the books may differ. Let's move on to the next question. This question is assertion reason question. Your assertion is instances of belief triggering action are present in social life and may give rise to problems in determining causality. Your reason is beliefs may not be accompanied by or give rise to logically appropriate actions, and actions may occur which are consistent with motivations and intentions, but they often, if not usually, also have unanticipated outcomes. Your time starts now. The answer is option A. Both A and or are true, and or is the correct explanation of A. Now we will see the explanation of assertion. That is true. In social life, beliefs often motivate actions, but linking belief, action, outcome is complex. This complexity creates problems in determining causality. Our reason is also true. Beliefs do not always lead to logically appropriate actions, and actions often have unintended or unanticipated consequences because actions may not directly or predictably follow beliefs, and because outcomes are often unintended, it becomes difficult to establish clear causal relationship. Thus, reason correctly explains why assertion is true. This is our last question of this session, UGC NET Research Methodology 2019 to 2025 PYQs. Our last question is the branch of philosophy that asks the question, how do we know what we know? That is, your options are ontology, eschatology, epistemology, phenomenology. Your time starts now. The correct answer is epistemology. Epistemology is the branch of philosophy that studies the nature, origin and limits of knowledge. It examines how knowledge is acquired, what justifies beliefs and the criteria for what constitutes knowledge. The question, how do we know what we know, directly relates to the concerns of epistemology, making it the correct choice. Why other options are wrong? Ontology means study of being or existence. Ontology is the branch of philosophy concerned with the nature of being, existence and reality. It explores what entities exist and how they can be categorized. Then, eschatology, study of lost things or end things. Eschatology is the study of end things, often in a religious context, dealing with concepts like death, judgment and the final destiny of souls or humanity. Then, phenomenology, study of conscious experience. That means phenomenology is the philosophical study of structures of experience and consciousness. It focuses on how things appear to us through our perceptions rather than how we acquire knowledge. We done this session. We done 2019 to 2020-25 PYQs of research methodology. I would like to post video like these types of PYQ analysis. Okay, if you found this video helpful, please do like, comment and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. This is Gauri from Intellectual Literature. Thank you. Bye-bye.